One of the biggest reveals and theories around Ahsoka, unlike Merrick, actually came true, and it means something huge for the future of Ahsoka. Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. Ahsoka, Episode 5. It lived up to the hype.
Sure did.
There were so many moments in it that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. You were saying it was like 3 episodes packed into one.
Yeah, it was definitely felt like there were so many different pieces. There was the Ahsoka and the World Between Worlds timeline.
Yep.
There was the Hera looking for Sabine and Ahsoka, that side of things. And then there was the subplot within that one around the New Republic. Can I just say, New Republic sucks.
Yeah.
I am so over them.
Man, I read Bloodline, and that totally feeds into that corrupt and not so great New Republic.
Yeah. It's the ashes of the Empire, and so many of the existing pieces of the Empire are still there. Can't just nuke everybody. Who are you going to hire that knows what the job is?
Yeah.
It's going to be the Empire. But what I really want to talk about is the theory that was going around where the Anakin in the World Between Worlds was actually Vader. I feel like 1, that came true. 2, it was wrong as well. And 3, it was right.
Yeah.
It was wrong. It was right. It was wrong. It was right. That was kind of the flow of it.
It was.
Because I feel like this is so great because we see Ahsoka in this position of facing the fears of Anakin. The fear that she has that she will become Anakin because of what Anakin trained her to be and because of who Anakin was and who Anakin ultimately became, Darth Vader, that she was destined for this failure as well. For this part of her history to be her future, really.
I felt like they were going to throw the young Anakin that she knew, but it made way more sense that they did what they did because it is the World Between Worlds.
Yeah.
It's Anakin throughout all the time that he's been alive.
You see every piece of it. You see the first mission that they were on. You see a mission that she took, which was the Siege of Mandalore. And then you see later on where she kind of tackles Vader, really.
Yeah.
I love the choice that they made where they didn't decide to go full Vader. I feel like that would just be such a misstep in this place. We wanted to see more Hayden Christensen. We wanted to see more Anakin. And just the ability to flash in between Vader. What he will become. The one that hit me the hardest was when Anakin starts walking away from Ahsoka and it flashes a few times into Vader. And there's a little bit of the Vader theme there. There's a lot of just these small pieces and then turning into not Vader, but Angie Annie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because that would be so much more shocking to see someone that you loved and still respect turn into a hateful monster.
Turn into the thing you fear most. Yeah, and it was really good that that's who she fought. I'm so glad they did not have her fight the masked Vader because,
That's
we've
played
already actually seen that.
Yeah, and Rebels.
Yeah, and it's not as personal as seeing Anakin with those Sith eyes, and to see that he's still there, but he's not there.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
So good.
And just the makeup and the costuming and
even the choreography of the fighting was really good too.
And they took up very similar fighting styles.
Well, yeah, because he trained her.
Exactly. Like that was such a great little detail that you wouldn't really think of. It makes so much sense when it's pointed out.
Good to hear Rex's
Yes,
voice
Rex
too.
was there. Yeah, there's so many of these small pieces that made this so great. Like you have the biggest fears of Ahsoka within Anakin and also the potential for greatness. And I love the thing, we were talking about this on our live reaction, but it's the allusion or allegory to Tolkien and Gandalf the Grey turning into Gandalf the White. You see in the beginning of the season, Ahsoka's mostly wearing gray. And once she comes past this moment, once she gets out of the World Between Worlds and becomes saved and chooses to live rather than to kill off a part of herself, you see her take up a very light garb. She becomes Ahsoka the White.
Yeah. No, it's true. She's come beyond this test.
The fear of choice, the fear of having to commit. Because once you stay somewhere, once you are around a specific set of people for a certain amount of time, that's what happens.
Yes, the fear of becoming a Jedi again and potentially coming into a power that she can't control or will become destroyed for, sort of thing.
What did you think of the decision to have young Ahsoka?
I thought it was good. It was a little jarring, but at the same time, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I think they chose a pretty good actress for it.
Yeah, there was a lot of like facial things that she did that I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Like inspired.
Yeah. But also very much the young Ahsoka that we've seen in Clone Wars.
The sassy like hand cross, arm cross thing. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many of these pieces that perfectly bring in moments from the Clone Wars and moments from all of the other parts of Star Wars that I think are so great. And then taking the idea of Anakin being both a symbol of good and a symbol of evil for Ahsoka, I think is so powerful. The fact that she's able to, in one singular person, have 3 different experiences with him. She gets to see all of the different pathways that are available to her. And then Hayden Christensen in this episode is just so good.
He did really good.
He did such a good job of like portraying the love and adoration of a Padawan, of your student, and just being able to say, yeah, this is a moment for you to grow. This is the last test in your training.
There's hope for you yet. Hey, that's kind of ironic coming from him.
Yeah. I love this idea that Anakin is and ultimately becomes this extremely evil being. But to Ahsoka, he is still a symbol of good and a symbol of the great of the Jedi. The reason that she felt so torn leaving the Jedi is because of Anakin's portrayal of things. But there's still that concern with her because she says it in the episode of like, what will I teach my Padawan? War? Death? Why do I need to have this as part of my training? Why am I trained to be a warrior when the Jedi way is not to be a warrior? It's really strong.
It is.
Like, it's a really powerful message when you look into it.
I think it's going to be something that we see continually. Like, I think this is only the beginning of that question.
Yeah.
I think that's why they brought it up now. And we're going to see what she does with that question with Sabine.
I think Balin's going to be a part of it too.
Sure.
And Thrawn will ultimately be a part of it as well.
Because we're in a really strange spot. When she was being taught, it was a war. But now
it's before a war.
Pre-war.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? What do you need to be training someone in to be able to handle these situations? What are these situations? This is totally new.
It's not just
her.
fighting. It's diplomacy. It's self-control.
It's prevention. And how do you do that when you've been taught just to fight? What skill set? She doesn't actually have that skill set, so that's going to have to be Sabine.
It's going to have to be that moment in like episode 3 where Ahsoka lets Sabine fly and tell her what she needs to do to be successful.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be needed.
Yeah, the what do you need?
Yeah.
Because Ahsoka's not the person for this. She is, but it's ultimately probably going to be Sabine.
Yeah. But what did you think of this theory as well as the episode and all the different pieces around Anakin and Ahsoka? Let us know in the comments below. As always, check out our podcast and may the Force be with you.